array of 20. So this now, if I'm saying I am entering the name, let us say Akshita. So A will be stored at the first location, K will be stored at second, then S, then H, then I, then T, and then A. Also, whenever there is end of the string, your compiler appends /0 at the end. So what does this /0 indicates? /0 indicates end of the string. End of the string. Now, why it is used? Because जब मैं मेरे कंपाइलर को बोलती हूँ it will go up to this location and it will stop it at over here. So /0 indicates null, or /0 is also indicated as end of character. Now, when I say this is my array, can I say this will be treated as name of 0th location? Because array index starts with 0. And if I say here, this will be name of 1 and so on. All right. And if I'm saying this memory allocation, suppose I have got it as 100, what will be the next memory allocation? Next memory allocation will be 101. Why? Because character array is having 1 byte of difference. It's not 121 Nilesh, it will be 101. Next will be 102 and so on. Now, if you remember the concept of array, then can you please tell me, if I ask you what is there in name, what you will give me as answer? What is there in name? Can I say it will be 100? It's not Akshita, it is not A, it is 100, because if you remember yesterday's class, name of an array holds base address. Yaad hai sabko? So the one who have said A, I hope you remember this concept. The name of an array always holds the base address, right? So if I say, अगर मैं यहाँ पे %s और नेम लिखती हूं, तो क्या ये मेरा स्ट्रिंग बेस से लिखना स्टार्ट करेगा? Of course, yes. If yes, that's the reason I do not need address over here. Because %s will take the string, it will start writing your string from the first base address. That's why you do not write address sign in case of reading the string from the user. I'll say you have entered name as %s and I'll write name. Let us compile this code and check. GCC day 7_1.c. Just a second. /a.exe. It's asking me enter the name. I have entered my name and I'm getting my name as Akshita. Have you understood the need of string, everyone? You will go gradually ahead. Everyone. All right. This was one way via which you can declare a character. Next, I can also assign character S1, let us say, is equal to sunbeam. In this case, it will be allocated as S, U, N, B, E, A, M, and /0. So whenever I'm entering a character array And if I'm putting it into double quotes, in that case, the last character that is entered is basically /0. Akshay, why we have not used and sign? That reason I have already explained. Everyone, please ensure you listen to the concepts carefully. Akshay, name is basically name of my array. Name of an array always holds the base address that is 100. तो अगर मैं यहाँ पे नेम लिखती हूँ तो वो ऑटोमेटिकली एड्रेस ही फेच करेगा, तो यहाँ पे फिर से मुझे एंड साइन लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. समझ में आया अक्षय? Right. This is the second way where you can also assign a character array. SUNBEAN and /0 will be appended automatically in your system, in your string. So let us say I'm printing S1 in %S format. I'll just write S1. Let us compile the code and check. पहली बार मैंने स्ट्रिंग एक्सेप्ट किया, उसने मुझे डेटा डिस्प्ले किया. दूसरी बार मैंने स्ट्रिंग को सिर्फ डेफिनेशन यहाँ पे ही कर दिया. S1 is been initialized, S1 has been printed, that is sunbeam. Did you get up to this point? Everyone, I'm explaining the different ways of declaring array, character array. Next, I can write character S1 of 10 is equal to, let us say, Pune. This is also valid where you can assign the address, you can assign some character array with this value. So this will be PUNE. Let us just try to print. Maybe I'll declare here S2. So I'll declare here S2 and S2 will be displayed. I'll put this into comments because you know how to take an input now. Okay, so we will see different possible combination, how we can declare different types of arrays. S1 is giving me sunbeam, S2 is giving me Pune. So if you mention the size, then also it's fine. If you do not mention the size, then you have to compulsory give the array at that location. Next, as I'm saying, it is a character array. What is character array? A set of characters. So if I write here, let us say M, first character, then second character, then third character, then fourth character, then fifth character, and the last character is /0. If you are specifying set of characters individually in a character array, in that case, you have to append /0 compulsory. If you do not write it, it will not give you compile time error, but it may give you some random output while printing. So it's always a good practice when you are talking about declaring an array, you can declare it like this. Can you see the output? Everyone, are you understanding? यहाँ तक समझ में आया? Yes or no? Yes. Now, let us say I'm writing character S4 and I'm saying I'm writing Mumbai. Okay, I'll go ahead with pointer now. Let us say character pointer S4 and let us say I'm writing again Mumbai. Now, this is called as declaring a string using character pointer. As I say, when we were using integer array, तो integer array क्या हमने कल pointer के through access किया था? याद है सबको? आपने revise किया? Right. Similarly, when I'm talking about character array also can be declared with the help of pointer. The reason is, if I am writing, I'll write a small word, let us say Pune only, just for drawing purpose. So let us say I am declaring this kind of character pointer. How this will be treated? Let me just save this diagram for your reference. So this is 04 string intro. Okay. So let us say I have declared this array. Now at this point, I am having PUNE. So first character will be declared as P, second character will be U, then N, then E, and finally it will be /0. When I say this is a character array, this will be divided in 1 by 1 byte every time, out of which I can say this will be treated as S4 of 0. S4 is the name of an array. S4 of 1. This will be treated as S4 of 2. This will be treated as S4 of 3, S4 of 4. All right. Now, if I assign the base address 100, this will be 101 and so on and so forth. Can I say this particular address will be treated as a starting address, and here जब मैं character pointer declare करती हूँ, my pointer is having a capability to hold the address, means can I say S4 is holding nothing but base address? Have you understood the diagram? So it is like you can also declare a character array using character pointer. तो हमें string declaration करने के दो ways है. पहला way, you can write it using array notation. Another, you can write it using pointer notation. Let us just try to print S4. I'll write it over here, S4. Let's compile. Can you see I'm getting the output as Pune now? Everyone. समझ में आया? All right. Now, good. So this is about declaration of strings. I'll go little ahead and I'll take the next example where we will try to find out size of S1, size of S2, and so on. Right. Hardika, if you want to print Pune 04, you can write Pune and here 04, because 0 is also one character, 4 is also one character. So that will be considered as a string. Okay? Right. Now, suppose I am just writing these arrays. First is name. I'll find printf %d. Maybe I want to find size of name. Can you just, we'll go step by step. Can you just give me the size of name now? Everyone? यहाँ पे size कितना आएगा? Everyone? All right. If I say integer a of 3, इसका size कितना आएगा? कल मैंने बताया था 12 bytes. क्यों 12 bytes आएगा? Because आपने कहा कि 3 elements of type integer. Correct? तो अगर मैं यहाँ पे कैरेक्टर एरे डिक्लेयर करती हूँ तो 20 एलिमेंट्स ऑफ टाइप कैरेक्टर, तो कितना बाइट देना चाहिए मुझे? अब आया समझ में? Right? It should give me 20 bytes. The one who have said 1, is it a 1 character? No, they are 20 characters. It's giving me 20. Did you get it up to this point? All right. Now I will try to find size of, size of S1 in %d. I'll write size of S1. Right? Let us compile this and check the output. S1 is having the content as sunbeam. So total characters are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. कंपाइलर खुद से एक /0 अपेंड करता है तो यहाँ पे साइज आएगा 8. लेट अस चेक द आउटपुट. Have you understood why the output is 8? Is it fine? All right. If yes, then let us quickly find. If there is integer, yes, Durga, it will give 80 bytes. Absolutely correct. Right. S2, S3, S2, S3. I'll say S4. I'll say S4. And let me write character S of 5 is equal to, let us say, Akshita, and I'm writing /0 on my own also. मैंने खुद से भी /0 लिखा है. Okay. So let us observe. And I'm writing size of S4 and S5. Okay. Now, let us go ahead and observe the output carefully. Okay. First of all, line number 13 is printing me 20. It is because my character array is of 20. That we have already seen. Line number 14, size of S1, which is having sunbeam, which is 7 characters, plus /0, that is 8 characters. I have got S1 is equal to 8. Line number 15, I want to find size of S2. S2 के अंदर content पुणे है. Obviously, this will be appended with /0. Content 5 character है. But मेरा array का size मैंने कितना declare किया है? 10. So you have to write 10. Means I have been allocated 10 characters, out of which I'm using 5 characters. Have you understood line number 9 का output, why it came as 10 S2 का size? All right. Let us observe S3. Can you see it is also set of characters 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters. Have I mentioned the array size? No. Set of characters मैंने उसको बताया है तो इसलिए it is giving me size as 7. Did you understand line number 10 वाले string का output 7 कैसे आया? All right. Next, line number 11 ka output I have got it as 4. Can you please tell me the reason behind it? Yesterday we have seen the concept of pointer. The pointer size is always fixed because what does the pointer hold? Pointer holds the base address. That's why we have got the output as 4. Okay, next. I have written S5. Did I mention the size of S5? No. AKSHITA. Total characters are 7. /0 मैंने खुद से दिया है 8. Compiler खुद का एक character insert करेगा /0. That's why output is 9. These types of questions are asked in your question papers. Right, so it is Akshita /0 एक कैरेक्टर यूजर ने दिया है, एक कैरेक्टर कंपाइलर खुद का अपेंड करेगा to understand the end of the string. Did you get it? Are these the 9 characters? Yes, that's why I'm getting the output as 9 characters. Did you get everyone? Okay. If yes, I will include one string.h header file now. Right? And in this case, assume I'm writing character S6 array, which is equal to Precat. Okay. Line number 9, Haniraj, are you talking about this? S1, tell me the name of the string you're talking about. Whether S1, S2, S3, S4, S5, which S2. S2 में total allocation वो मुझे 10 characters देगा. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But I have used out of which only 5 characters, PUNE and /0. तो 5 मेरे characters use हुए हैं and then you are getting the output in that way. Right? It is like allocation जितना हुआ उतना मुझे डेटा मिलेगा. Right. Sahil, it's the job of the developer. It's the job of the developer to define the, you can say, array size correctly. अगर आप array की size correct नहीं बोल रहे हो, डेटा उसमें ज्यादा दे रहे हो, तो रन टाइम पे वो आपको random behavior दे सकता है. So the deciding of array, you can say, size is job of the user or the developer. S3 में /0 ऐड नहीं होगा क्या नेहा? S3 में /0 मैंने सेट ऑफ कैरेक्टर्स जब भी मैं डिक्लेयर करती हूँ, इट इज कंपल्सरी इट्स द जॉब ऑफ द डेवलपर टू गिव /0 explicitly. This is set. I'm sorry. This is set. Okay. Right. Ashwini, लाइन नंबर 1 में नेम ऑफ 20, मैंने 20 कैरेक्टर्स दिए हैं तो साइज भी एरे का 20 दिया उसने. All right. Now, if I try to find, please understand. Yes, space दिया तो that will be considered. Anirudh, space is also considered as you can say one character. अजिंक्य, अगर आपने S5 को प्रिंट किया तो वो सिर्फ अक्षिता तक ही प्रिंट करेगा, वो /0 नहीं प्रिंट करेगा. बट यूजर ने उसको /0 दिया है इसलिए वो साइज कंसिडर करेगा. All right. Now, let us say size of pointer S for Pawan, it is 4 bytes. The reason is pointer size is always fixed. नहीं संकेत, वही मैंने एक्सप्लेन किया. जब आप S3 बोलते हो कैरेक्टर एरे में इंडिविजुअल कैरेक्टर पास करते हो तो इट्स द जॉब ऑफ अ डेवलपर टू ऐड /0. रीजन इज जब मैं %S एंड S3 लिखना स्टार्ट करूंगी तो यू कंपाइलर विल स्टार्ट रीडिंग MUMBAI /0 पे वो रीडिंग अपना स्टॉप करेगा. इसलिए इट्स कंपल्सरी. It will not give you any compile time error, but it is a good practice. You should give it. Okay. All right. Next. Can you please tell me, अब मैंने S6 declare किया है. Observe and let me know the size of S6. It is Precat. So what will be the size of S6 now? It will be 7. Am I getting 7? Yes. Now, if I say I wish to, just a second. All right. If I say I wish to find exact length of the string, right? In that case, I can go for something called as length of string can be found by using the function strlen. ब्रैकेट में मैं S6 पास करती हूँ. What is strlen? Strlen is a function which is used to find length of the string. Which string? Length of the S6 string. Now, where this strlen function is defined, it is predefined. जैसे आपके printf predefined है, वैसे strlen is also predefined. Where it is defined? It is defined inside string.h header file. Right? So let us compile the code and check the output. Can you see I'm getting exact length? Precat में 6 characters है और मुझे output 6 ही आया, 6 आया. Right? I have purposefully taken this type of question. The reason is these types of questions are asked in your CCAT. You should understand when I am declaring, I'm quickly giving you a review of this. When I'm using size of, then there are different possible combinations. If you write the size, then that will be the size. If you do not write the size, it will count, and if it is in double quotes, add a /0. If you are writing character array, then one by one that character array will hold. If you write pointer, it will be 4. If you do not mention the size, जितने characters है plus /0 देता है. If you talk about finding the strlen, length means total number of characters those are present in that location. Okay, Navjot? राइट संकेत, इसलिए मैंने आपको साइज ऑफ और strlen में डिफरेंस बताने के लिए ये दोनों लाइंस लिखा. जब आप साइज ऑफ S6 लिखते हो तो इन दैट केस इट इज कंसिडरिंग एज PRECAT एंड /0. साइज ऑफ /0 तक जाता है. strlen एग्जैक्ट नंबर ऑफ कैरेक्टर्स तक जाता है. राइट Shrikant, the size of any pointer is 4 bytes. You have to understand that. Okay. The reason is pointer size is fixed because pointer holds the base address. Is it okay? strlen of S5. S5 में क्या है? Akshita and /0. This is 7 plus 1, 8 characters. strlen of S2 उसमें कितने कैरेक्टर्स है? एग्जैक्ट 4 कैरेक्टर्स है. ओके, लाइन नंबर 12 में मैंने जब अक्षिता लिखा एंड आई हैव रिटन /0 और कंपाइलर विल गिव मी वन मोर /0. इज इट ओके? हैव यू अंडरस्टूड अप टू दिस पॉइंट? सिमिलरली, all right, so similarly you can use many functions. जैसे हमने strlen देखा, it is used to find the length of the string. You can use strcat function also. What is cat function? It is used for string concatenation. What is string concatenation? It is basically joining of two strings. For example, I'm writing S1 and S2. I'll write S1 comma S2. So what it will print, let us observe. I'll write after concatenation S1 is equal to %S. I'll write S1. Can you see? After concatenation S1 के अंदर sunbeam और pune दोनों आ गया. Because this is basically S1 is having sunbeam, this is having pune, so this will combine these two strings and give me this output. समझ में आया यहाँ तक? You can use many functions. You want to compare the string, you can compare by using strcmp, you have strlen, you have strcat, and so on and so forth, right? But where these functions are available, these are available inside your string.h header file. All right. Right. Character S of 8. पवन, जब आप array डिक्लेयर करते हो, अगर आपने array की साइज मेंशन किया है तो वो साइज अलोकेट होती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल हियर 20. जब आप एरे की साइज मेंशन नहीं करते हो तो जितने कैरेक्टर्स आपने सेट में दिए हैं वो उतना ही साइज देता है. जब आप कैरेक्टर एरे डिक्लेयर करते हो एंड साइज मेंशन नहीं करते हो एंड इफ यू पास द स्ट्रिंग इन डबल कोट्स देन दैट विल बी एडिंग /0. ओके, राइट. सपोज everyone, to avoid your confusion, here I'm just writing Precat online. Just I'm writing that. S4. अब S4 का साइज क्या डिस्प्ले करना चाहिए? Obviously it will be 4 bytes only because वो पूरे array को एक ही base address point कर रहा है, that is your pointer, and pointer size is always fixed. समझ में आया? It matters. It matters, right? Size matters a lot. Arpit, it's a job of a developer to define the size correctly. So we have seen one or two string functions. We have seen size of function. We have seen how to declare string. All right. Now, let us say I'm writing one string in which I'll declare character pointer str is equal to sunbeam online. If I wish to print this string, I'll print it using %s and I'll say str. Let us check the output. Can you see I'm getting sunbeam online? Everyone? All right. Now, next. Okay, I'll make the changes into this only. Suppose I'm asking now printf /n str plus 3 in %s. I'll write str plus 3. If I say str, will it hold the first character? Obviously, yes. Right? And if I say str plus 3 means base address plus 3, will it point to character B? I am representing in %s. So it will start from B and it will read up to /0. This concept is called as pointer arithmetic in case of string. समझ में आया यहाँ तक? Everyone. Good. So if I want to traverse within the string, if I want to fetch few characters, in that case, I will have to basically go ahead with the base address plus 3. मोनाली, base address में क्या है? S plus 3 किया तो वो 3 लोकेशंस आगे जाएगा. SUN मतलब वो B पे पॉइंट कर रहा है. Am I representing it in %s format? Yes. Base address से last location तक %s format में represent करो. That's why I'm getting the output as beam online. Have you understood this? Everyone. Monali, did you understand now? All right. Now, I'll take another example with the help of string and pointer. I will request everyone, please concentrate. I'm writing character pointer str and let us assume I have capital ABCD. Okay. If I just write printf and if I write str in %s, it will give me ABCD in the output. Let us check and we will get the output as ABCD. अगर मैं बोलती हूँ printf/str plus 1 base address plus 1, will it display B, C and D for me? Right. Why? Because I'm saying base address plus 1. Very good. Let us observe. I am getting B, C and D into this. Next. अगर मैं आपको बोलती हूँ, can you please give me what is there in str in %u format? तो आप मुझे बताओ, लाइन नंबर 11 क्या आउटपुट जनरेट करेगा? Will it print the base address? Everyone. Yes, it is printing me the base address. Have you understood up to this point? All right. Now, I am saying, please give me the content at base address. I'm using the pointer. What are the contents at base address? What are the contents at base address? Base address holds the first location, means capital A. Capital A, is it a single character? Yes, तो format specifier क्या use होगा? %c. All right, I'll just save this and compile it. Can you see I am getting capital A? समझ में आ रहा है सबको पॉइंटर के थ्रू मैं कैसे स्ट्रिंग को एक्सेस कर रही हूँ? All right. Now, let me go ahead and I'm saying I wish to go for line number 12. संकेत STR में क्या है? बेस एड्रेस. बेस एड्रेस के कंटेंट जब हम पॉइंटर बोलते हैं, it means value at that location. What is that value at that location? Value at that location is nothing but A that I'm representing in %C. That's why A. जब मैं बेस एड्रेस प्रिंट करती हूं, आई एम यूजिंग %u. That's why I'm getting 688. Hope you have understood now. Everyone. Yes or no? Yes. अब मैं बोलती हूं पॉइंटर str +3. Okay, I'll write +5. Pointer str +5. First of all, can you please tell me pointer str में क्या आया था? A, right? A में अगर मैं 5 लोकेशंस आगे जाती हूं, तो I will get one character. I'll say %C. Let's compile it. Can you see the output? A के बाद 5 लोकेशंस आगे जाओ, तो A, B, C, D, E and F is the character where I'm pointing. So you need to understand, जब आप सिर्फ बेस एड्रेस +1 करते हो और %S में लिखते हो, तो वो आपको कंप्लीट BCD दिया, उसने बेस एड्रेस +1 किया. जब आप बेस एड्रेस के कंटेंट फेच करके +5 करते हो, तो वो आपको एक कैरेक्टर देता है, दैट इज इट. You have not defined it, Durga. It is making the changes into like 65 is the ASCII value of A +5, which is nothing but 71. ASCII value of 71 is F. Understood? Everyone. So this concept is called as string and pointer concept. Any questions so far? All right. Just quickly go through this code. I'll be back in 1 minute. just quickly go through this code. Give me 2 minutes. All right. Yes. Line number 13, Sajjan. Line number 13 is basically pointer str is holding one single character. अगर one single character बोलती हूँ तो वो a को point करता है. That is the first character. +5 किया तो वो मेरे a का ASCII value fetch करेगा and +5 will go ahead 5 locations ahead from this. समझ में आया? Now, right. यस तुषार, %c की वजह से उसने पहला कैरेक्टर उसने मुझे कैरेक्टर आउटपुट में दे दिया. कैन वी रीअसाइन अ स्ट्रिंग? यस अर्पित, यू कैन असाइन अ स्ट्रिंग टू अनदर स्ट्रिंग बाय यूजिंग strcpy फंक्शन. स्ट्रिंग कॉपी फंक्शन से आप असाइन कर सकते हो. राइट. निदेश, str-3 विल गो अहेड 3 लोकेशंस बैक. तो a के पहले 64, 63, 62 जिसका भी ASCII वैल्यू 62 रहेगा वो कैरेक्टर डिस्प्ले करेगा. इन लाइन नंबर, इफ इन लाइन नंबर 10 अश्विनी इज आस्किंग str+6 आया. अगर यहाँ पे str+6 आया तो वो गार्बेज वैल्यू प्रिंट करेगा अश्विनी. बेस एड्रेस +6, इट इज नॉट हैविंग एनीथिंग ओवर हियर. जो भी उसको उस लोकेशन पे डेटा रहेगा वो फेच करके दे देगा. ओके. What if %c in line number 9? If you write line number 9 पे %c, now can you please observe str+1, Shrikant, str+1 is a base address +1. तो ultimately ये base address है. क्या मैं base address को %c फॉर्मेट में लिख सकती हूँ? कोई भी एड्रेस को क्या मैं %c फाइल में लिख सकती हूँ? नो. सो हियर यू हैव टू कंपल्सरी राइट %c. ओके. हैव यू अंडरस्टूड where to use %s and where to use %c? Everyone. Right. Now I'm writing I wish to print pointer of str+2 in %c. श्रीकांत, लाइन नंबर 9 पे अगर आपने str लिखा और %c लिखा, str में क्या है? बेस एड्रेस है. क्या आप बेस एड्रेस को %c फॉर्मेट में लिख सकते हो? नहीं लिख सकते हो. अगर आपको बेस एड्रेस के कंटेंट को फेच करके रिप्रेजेंट करना है तो आप उसको %c लिखोगे. अदरवाइज सिर्फ आप बेस एड्रेस के लिए %s लिख रहे हो. I hope you have understood. Got it. लाइन नंबर 10 पे अगर किसी ने str+6 लिखा, पवन, someone have already asked me this question. If you write str+6, it will go 6 locations ahead. If I have something over there, it will display. Otherwise, it will display garbage value, random value. All right. अब आप मुझे इसका आंसर दो. लाइन नंबर 18 का. Am I getting C as the output? What is in str? Base address. +2 means will go to this location. Am I representing value at that location? Yes. When I represent value at that location and उसको %c में किया तो I'm getting C. Is it fine? Everyone. And suppose now I'm saying, please give me value at this. This. Let us check the output. Somewhere I've done the mistake. One bracket I have. I think I need to give bracket. 3, 1, 2, 3. This is One more bracket I have to go for. This is str plus 2 content at that location. It will fetch it. Okay. First, it will fetch str plus 2 and then plus 3 and that location. Somewhere I have not missed the brackets. Let us check. Okay, just a second. What we will do is we will take this. Maybe there was a bracket mistake. So first we will say, I wish to go for str plus 3. And I will put this into bracket. And then I'll perform plus 3 in percent S in percent C. So fetch the value at str plus 3 first, right? Then perform again plus 3. Are the number of brackets missing somewhere? 1, 2, and this is 3. One is extra, I think. Let us check. I'll just compile. Yes, brackets was something missing. Can you see I'm getting G as the output? Pointer str plus 3 will go to D. D may plus 3 locations ahead. E, F, G. I'm representing in percent C format. That is what it is giving. समझ में आया? Everyone. Have you all understood up to this point? Right. So similarly, you can go for these types of example by practicing on string and pointer concept. Right? Line number 19, I'll repeat. Pranali, str plus 3 means, can I say it will point to the address of D? I have fetched the value of str plus 3. That is nothing but D. When I perform D plus 3, that means it will be D के बाद E, F, G. समझ में आया? All right. Any questions so far? So this is just the introduction about string and size of the string. And we will just see one example of const keyword, how it can be used. Then we will move to 2D array. I'll say I have a main declaration, and suppose in my program, I have float pi is equal to 3.14. And if I say I'm just writing printf and %f comma pi and return 0. So in this scenario, when you try to compile this code, it will give me the value of pi, that is this. Can I perform pi plus plus in this scenario? Yes, I can perform because this is a non-constant value. So at this point, this value will get incremented and on the next line, it will give me 4.14. But what I want, I just want to fix or reserve this value. So for that, in C, I have a keyword which is called as const keyword. When you write any variable declaration or definition, in that case, if you precede that keyword with const, it means that value goes into the read-only section and that value cannot be modified. Let me compile and check. Can you see I'm getting assignment of read-only variable? Means whenever you want to put some value to be constant throughout the program, you can precede it with the const keyword. Just a second, we'll compile and we will execute. Have you understood the meaning of const, everyone? Right. So this is just one introduction about what exactly a const is. Const is a keyword which is having a predefined meaning. Now, let us go ahead Hardik, if you want to define a fixed value in your program, जो मैं मॉडिफाई नहीं कर सकती, तो मैं उस वेरिएबल के आगे कीवर्ड यूज करूंगी कॉन्स्ट, जैसे कॉन्स्टेंट्स रहते हैं. ओके, सो कांस्टेंट से क्या होगा, वो वैल्यू मेरी मॉडिफाई नहीं कर सकती हूँ थ्रू आउट द प्रोग्राम. ओके, all right, so this was about your string and introduction about constant. I am going to ahead to the next concept. Right, Tushar, it will go into the read only section of your stack area, that is main memory area. Okay, now let us go ahead to the next concept, which is called as 2D array. Now, when you strrev instruction, it is not an instruction, Akshay. Just a second. All right. Our strrev is not an instruction, it is a function which is predefined and which is inside your string.h header file. आपके string.h header file के अंदर strlen है, strcat है, there is something called as strcmp which is used to compare the string, and there is something called as str which is used to find the substring. There is strtok which is tokenization, stricmp which is used for comparing the strings with maybe case sensitive or not case sensitive and so on. So जैसे मैंने strlen और strcat दो functions का आपको बताया, वैसे there are different functions which are available in your string.h header file which you can implement or which you can use by just giving a call to those functions. Okay, Akshay and Nilesh? Everyone. Shall we switch to 2D array now? Okay. If yes, then let us take. If yes, then let us start with the introduction part of 2D array now. Now, when you talk about 2D array, in this case, अब तक हमने array कैसे declare किया था? Integer a of 3, which is having 10, maybe 20, maybe 30. But now this was basically having 3 elements in the form of one single row. But what I want right now, I want a data to be stored into 3 by 3. Maybe I'll say a of 3 by 3. Right? In this case, it is called as array name over here is A. This is my array name. This is the name of an array. Next, when you talk about 3, this is the row size. And when you talk about this will be a column size. So there will be 3 rows and there will be 3 columns. Right? Now, let us take, I'll say this will be my first row. Assume this will be the second row and this will be the third row. This is how it will look like. Can you just give me how much size it is going to allocate it to me? 3 by 3, total 9 elements, each of size integer. So there will be 36 bytes. Assume I am giving some values into it, maybe 11, 12, maybe 13, 14, whatever random values I'm just assigning, 22, 50, 45. 23, maybe 8, maybe 4. Any values you can assign. I will say, if I'm talking about this row, pehla address, I'm assigning it as 100. Next element address, will it be 104? Next element address, will it be 108? Next element 112. Next element 116. Next element 120. Next will be 124, 128, and 132. Do you all agree with this? Everyone. Right. Also, if you observe, if I try to analyze, can I say this will be treated as a first complete row and this will be treated as a second complete row and the last one will be treated as the third complete row? Where can I say two-dimensional array is called as 1D array of 1D arrays? The reason is पहला रो आया उसका base address is nothing but 100 which will be logged by my compiler. Second row, its base address will be logged by my compiler. Third row, that is base address, will be logged by your compiler. Am I audible correctly, Snehal? Others? Okay, so Snehal, check your microphone, right? Now, okay, few yes means I am audible. Now, in this case, can I say the first row address will be stored into the first data? That means इसके अंदर का data will be 100. जो मेरे first row को point करेगा, this will be 112, this will be 124. This is pointing to this memory location. This is pointing to this memory location. This is pointing to this memory location. Can I say this itself is a one-dimensional array and it is pointing to different 1D arrays? That's why we always say a 2D array is also called as 1D array of arrays. समझ में आया? ऑब्वियसली अगर ये एरे है तो कैन आई से इसको अगर मैं बेस एड्रेस 500 देती हूँ, दिस विल बी 504, दिस विल बी 508. कैन आई से लाइक दिस? Everyone. That means if I talk about this array, इसका बेस एड्रेस 500 कहाँ पे तो स्टोर होगा and that is nothing but one kind of pointer which is PTR. Do you understand up to this point? And if I ask you, please give me what is value at PTR. What is the value at PTR? It is 100, right? And if I ask you what is value at PTR, will you work like value at 100, which is nothing but 11? Because PTR के अंदर है 500, 500 के कंटेंट है 100, 100 के कंटेंट है 11. समझ में आ रहा है सबको? This is called as accessing of elements of two-dimensional array using the pointer. Baki rest A of, let us say, I'm writing A of 0, 0. तो आपको A of 0, 0 का वैल्यू क्या मिलेगा? 11. A of 1, 0, you will get 12 and so on and so forth. This everyone is aware about. I'll not write it. It is like this will be your A of 0 and 0th element. This will be your A of 0 and first element and so on. पॉइंटर के थ्रू कैसे एक्सेस करना है समझ में आया? 2D array and pointer. So it's like if you are using 1D array, then you are using single pointer. If you are using two-dimensional array, then it is pointer to pointer. समझ में आया? Everyone, right? If I ask you, can you please tell me at this location what is, I'll write here, PTR plus 1. What is PTR plus 1? Can I say 500 plus 1? Can I say it will be 504? Can I say 504 की content क्या है? 112. Are you agreeing with this? Everyone. It means अगर मैं इसी को ही आगे कैरी फॉरवर्ड करती हूं और एक और एस्ट्रिक लगाती हूं, तो कैन आई से आई विल गेट 504 के कंटेंट 112 के कंटेंट इज नथिंग बट 12. Have you understood how I have moved from traversing from the first row to the second row? Right? Now, let us observe. If I ask you, what is there in PTR plus 1? At this point, what is there at PTR? 500 plus 1. What is value at 500? Is it 100? 100 plus 1 किया तो आपको डेटा क्या आएगा? 104. Please observe, in the previous scenario, I have given the brackets. In this scenario, I have not given the brackets. Brackets makes a major role, specifically when you are talking about pointers. Now, if I ask you, इसी को ही मैं आगे वैल्यू एट लगा देती हूं, इसी को ही मैं आगे वैल्यू एट लगा देती हूं, तो विल आई गेट वैल्यू एट 104? वैल्यू एट 104 इज 13. समझ में आ रहा है हाउ आई एम एक्सेसिंग दी पॉइंटर नोटेशन, by how I'm using the pointer notation for accessing the 2D array? These types of questions are asked in your exam. You should be very clear in understanding the concept. जब भी आपको 2D array and का क्वेश्चन आया तो आपको पहले उस पर्टिकुलर एग्जाम्पल का डायग्राम ड्रॉ करना विल बी बेटर ऑप्शन. ओके. Why 13? Akshay, look at this very carefully. मैंने values लिखी है. Monali and Akshay, PTR plus 1. PTR is 500 plus 1. 500 में plus 1 किया तो it will point to 504 because it is having a bracket. Value at 504. What is value at 504? 112. तो 112 के content क्या है? 12. So it is giving me 12. ओके. नेक्स्ट, यहां पे पहले मैंने पॉइंटर पीटीआर लिखा है, दैट इज पॉइंटर ऑफ 500. व्हाट इज वैल्यू एट 500? इट इज 100 एंड देन आई हैव गिवन प्लस 1. तो 100 में मींस आई एम पॉइंटिंग टू दिस रो, प्लस 1 किया तो आई विल गेट 104. राइट? 104 मिला, देन आई विल गेट 13. Ashwini is asking, if I wish to print 23, can I write, let us understand, this is my pointer PTR plus 2. Please understand, this pointer will remain same. Value at 500 plus 2. What is value at 500? Look at the diagram and tell me. What is value at 500? 100 plus 2. Base address is 100 plus 2 किया, will it point to 108? Yes. Value at 108, 23. समझ में आया सबको? Everyone, I hope now it is clear. I have taken 2 to 3 examples specifically onto this. Right. Yes, Rishikesh. It is indirection, or it is called as two level indirection. That means this is pointer which is pointing to this array, and this array is pointing to this array. A two level indirection के लिए will I require two pointers? Yes. Can I write value at 104? Value at 104 is 13. Okay. All right. Right. Devidas asking me value at 132 location. Now, can you observe? अगर मैं आपको बोलती हूँ, please understand. If I ask you, can you give me PTR plus 2? What you will give me? 500 plus 2. Will you give me value at 508? Will you give me value at 508 as 124? Everyone? Yes, right? We will go step by step. Please concentrate. This will give me, yes, Haniraj, I'm coming to your point. Value at 104 is 13. आपने उसको +1 किया तो आपको वो 14 आंसर देगा. राइट. अब मुझे यहां का बेस एड्रेस ऐसे लिखने से मिला. अगर मैं कहती हूं कि पॉइंटर पीटीआर +2 अगेन इस कंप्लीट ब्रैकेट को फिर से +2 करो, तो क्या वो मुझे 132 एड्रेस देगा क्या? राइट. और अगर मैं बोलती हूं प्लीज गिव मी वैल्यू एट दैट लोकेशन, 132 का एड्रेस का लोकेशन के कंटेंट क्या है? 4. होप इट इज अंडरस्टूड. Yes or no? Yes. Now, one more example I'm asking you. If I say I am trying to access pointer of PTR +2 and I'm saying ये complete data fetch करो, उसमें +15 करो. Now pointer of PTR +2, is it nothing but 23 that we have got over here? And 23 में +15 करूंगी. Haniraj, coming to your point, will I get 38 as the answer? Okay. Now, Ashwini, that's what we are doing since last 15 minutes. अगर मैं बेस एड्रेस बोलती हूँ PTR +1 किया तो वो नेक्स्ट रो के बेस एड्रेस को पॉइंट कर रहा है. अगर मैंने बेस एड्रेस के कंटेंट को फेच करके उसमें +1 किया तो इट इज गोइंग इनटू दैट रोज. दैट्स व्हाट वी आर सीइंग. सो ब्रैकेट्स से आपके कंपाइलर को पता चलेगा कि मुझे रोज में जाना है कि मुझे उस पर्टिकुलर कॉलम में जाना है. इसलिए तो मैंने अलग अलग एग्जाम्पल लेके देखे ना, आपको एड्रेसेस प्रिंट किया और आपको एड्रेसेस के थ्रू फेच करके दिखाया. And I said brackets are the most important in case of your this particular 2D array. I hope you are getting the things properly. It's little tricky, but today after the lecture, जब आप lecture का एक बार recorded session सुनोगी या फिर आप यही programs practice करोगे, तो it will become more easier than you. I try to represent in a neat diagram so that you will be able to understand. Yes, Tushar, absolutely correct. Rows and columns are basically for our purpose. Ultimately, वो एक complete array ऐसा single dimension बनाता है. Okay. Durga, let us observe. PTR 500 +2 508. 508 के कंटेंट पहले वो फेच करेगा. 508 के कंटेंट क्या है? 124. 124 में +2 locations ahead. 124 +2 will give me 132. Value at 132 will give me answer as 4. All right. सेम डायग्राम आप फिर से ड्रॉ करना, सेम पॉइंटर्स के अलग अलग रोज एंड अलग अलग डेटा को कैसे फेच करना है. Do the practice on your paper and pen, then it will be easy and you will gain confidence. It will come with the practice, not in one shot. Okay, you can store any value, Hardika. It will come with the practice, but at least did you all get the concept behind 2D array ka representation using basically the pointer. 38 मैंने स्टोर नहीं किया है, 38 मैंने मॉडिफाई करके डेटा को सिर्फ प्रिंट किया है. इट विल जस्ट मॉडिफाई इट. इफ यू असाइन इट, देन डेफिनेटली इट विल बी असाइन्ड. These types of questions can be asked, Devidas, the one which I'm showing you. 2D array and pointer. You can expect these types of questions. Okay. Have you understood up to this point, everyone? No need to attempt them diagrammatically. अनिरुद्ध, जब तक आप डायग्राम नहीं ड्रॉ करोगे तब तक आपको ये कंसेप्ट समझ में नहीं आएगा. So always it's a good practice that you can you have to go for some diagrams in case of, specifically in case of pointer. Yes, Devidas, I'm going to, whatever I have written, we are going to see that with the help of program. Yes, Sarah, we will see that you will get it. Okay. Shall we start writing one program? Right. Pavan, 3/5 का डायग्राम आपको ड्रॉ करने आएगा ना? 3 rows and 5 columns, और 2 columns बढ़ जाएंगे. Right? Right. So I will say here, this is 2-dimensional array. This is 2-dimensional array. Now, when you talk about 2-dimensional array, in this case, suppose I wish to take input from the user. So I have 3 rows and 3 columns. Do you remember हमने 2 nested loops किया था? Right. Now, when you talk about nested loops, in that case, it is basically used for accessing the data in the form of rows and columns. All right. Now, so I will ask from user, enter elements. Okay. I'll say for I equal to 0, I should be less than 3, I plus plus. I'll say for j is equal to 0, j less than 3, j plus plus. Here, I'll ask from user and I'll say scanf %d address of a of I and j. Will it work like a of 0, 0, address of a of 0, 1, 0, 2, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2. Total 9 elements जाएंगे क्या यहाँ पे? Am I reading the input from the user? Yes, I am. यहाँ तक समझ में आया logic part? How to take input from the user? All right. I am trying to print this data. So I will say array elements are, right? Maybe I'll put /n over here. And let us say, instead of writing scanf, I will write printf. This is called as printing array elements. I'll just compile this code and let us check the output. It should ask me enter the elements. Once I enter 9 elements, it should display me all the 9 elements of my array. It's asking me few elements. I'm entering 9 elements in sequence and it is giving me these are the array elements. First row complete hua. I will put /n over here. So it will display the data in the matrix format, which will show you the output as maybe I'm entering some elements, any element which you wish to enter. Is it giving me like a matrix? The first row, second row, and the third row? All right. Have you understood up to this point? As I said, it is also getting contiguous memory location. Let me just try to print %u. %u, will it display the address of A of I and J? I will save it. I will compile it. Let us check the output. And I'm saying first element, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth. Am I getting first element is at 596, 600, 604, 608, 612, 616 up to 628. This is called as two-dimensional array accepting the data from the user. समझ में आया? Everyone clear? Now we will take the same example, the one I have shown you. So I'm taking, let us say, the same diagram so that it will be easy for you to prove that whatever we have written, we have correctly got the output. So I'm writing a two-dimensional array first. So I'll just minimize this diagram. So I'll say integer main. How the printed 3 column Hardik, it is because यहाँ पे आपका first row complete हुआ, then /n. Second row complete हुआ, then /n. Third row complete हुआ, then /n. Is it okay? Now, we have declared the array which is having array of, we have declared 3 by 3. Okay, my array name was 3 by 3. I'm assigning 3 rows 11, 13, 23. I'm saying 11, then I'll say 13, maybe 23. I'm saying I have 12, 22, 8, maybe 12, 22, and 8. The third row is 14, 45, and 4. 14, 45, and 4. This is basically my array. Also, I have said, is it nothing but one array? ये भी एक array है. Can I say like this? Yes. Can I say here, if I write integer pointer p array of 4, let us say, या array of 3, जो hold कर रहा है, what it is holding? It is holding maybe your first element, second element, and third element. Means, can I say it is holding pointer of A, comma, pointer of A plus 1, comma, pointer of A plus 2. Can I say like this? This concept is called as array of pointers. Why it is so? Please tell me. If I ask you, can you please tell me ये कितने pointers है? on line number 1 pointer, right? How you came to know? Because it is not a normal variable, it is preceded with the asterisk sign. That is a variable which is 1 pointer variable. ये कितने एड्रेस स्टोर कर सकता है? 1 address. Correct. Now, if I ask you, can you please tell me what is, let us say, num over here? How many variables I have declared? 1. Is it having a capability to hold number or value or the address? Will it hold the value or the address? It will hold the value. Correct. अगर मैं लिखती हूं integer num of 5, in that case, how many elements of type integer I will have? 5 elements. Will they be able to hold value or the address? Obviously values, 5 values. Correct. Similarly, agar मैं can I say this is one integer number, and can I say this is nothing but array of integers? हम लोग ऐसे ही बोलते हैं. Yes or no? Let us link it with this now. Can I say this is one pointer which can hold one address? और अगर मैं integer ptr of 4 लिखती हूं, can I say this is nothing but array of pointers? Are you understanding the difference between line number 15, 16 and 11 and 12? Because मुझे एक ऐसा array चाहिए which can hold the base address of my 2D array. Okay, so if you talk about one single pointer, तो आप एक ही pointer लिखते हो. If you talk about array of pointer, तो आप उस pointer के साथ यहाँ पे उसको कुछ तो values देते हो. That is array of pointer. समझ में आया मोनाली? Link it with this and this. ये मुझे array of integer देता है, ये मुझे array of pointer देता है. अब यहां पे मैं 5 वैल्यूज स्टोर कर सकती हूं. यहां पे कैन आई से आई कैन स्टोर 4 एड्रेसेस, बिकॉज पॉइंटर है तो वो एड्रेस ही स्टोर करेगा. दैट इज द रीजन कैन आई से हियर दिस इज अ पॉइंटर एरे विच कैन होल्ड हाउ मेनी एड्रेसेस? 3 एड्रेसेस. सो पहला एड्रेस बेस आपका एरे का फर्स्ट रो, दूसरा a+1 का एड्रेस, a+2 का एड्रेस. समझ में आया लाइन ये और ये लाइन? इट इज द रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ दिस डायग्राम हाउ वी हैव परफॉर्म द डिक्लेरेशन पार्ट. ओके, लेट अस ट्राई टू प्रिंट दिस ptr+1. I'll say printf %d. We have written ptr+1 and we have written over here inside the bracket, then value at that location and value at that location. I'm representing it in %d format. This is first bracket, this is second, so I should give one more. Let's compile. Okay, this is P. I've given a pointer name as P. You can give PTR, I'll change it. No worries. We are in 7_25. Am I getting 12? यही output आया था हमारे पास. Can you see this one? Right. Let us say, I'll put this into comment for your reference. If I'm saying %d, a of 0 and 0th element and pointer ptr, what value it will give me? 11 and 11. समझ में आया? Everyone. That is what this. Let us try for this. pointer ptr plus 1. I'll write printf %d pointer ptr plus 1, right? And then again value at that. Can you see I'm getting 13, right? So this is also true. समझ में आया? Right. Sajjan is asking where a pointer is initialized. Now, please understand, अगर मैं बोलती हूँ integer a of 5 is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, तो automatically a of 0 में 10 वैल्यू जाता है, a of 1 में 20 वैल्यू जाता है. Do you all agree? Similarly, can I say this ptr of 0 will hold the a का base address, ptr of 1 will hold a plus 1, ptr of 2 will hold a plus 2, and so on. Can you observe this comma, comma, and comma? Will it hold this 100, 112, and 124? Are you getting? Yes or no? समझ में आया? ठीक है. We will take one or more example. Let us say someone wanted me to go for PTR plus 2 plus 2. So let us write printf %d. I'm taking this example, right? PTR plus 2. And I want to take value at that location, right? And then again, I want to perform plus 2. So here I'll write plus 2 and value at that location. जैसे ही आप डायग्राम ड्रॉ करोगे, बेस एड्रेसेस के साथ वर्क करोगे, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया, it will be more easy to go for it. Am I getting 4? This is what we have seen. Let us try to compile. 23 को हमने modify किया था up to 38, right? कुछ भी values हमने modification किया. So let us just try to print %d, right? I'll give comma over here. Pointer ptr plus 2. So I'll write pointer ptr plus 2. Then I am performing again value at that location. And finally, I am modifying it. So this will perform the modification. Can you see I'm getting the answer as 38? तो जब तक मैं डायग्राम नहीं एक्सप्लेन करती थी या डायग्राम ड्रॉ नहीं करती थी तो आपको ये समझ में नहीं आता था. This is called as, जैसे हमने 1D array and pointer किया वैसे 2D array and pointer किया. Is it okay? Any questions so far? Look at the diagram. It will be more easy for you to understand. Any questions? Okay. So we can start, if 2D array and the pointer is over, then we can start with the concept of command line. 38 is not in an array, Monali. It is basically fetching your data, which is 23. उसमें plus 15 किया तो वो उसको 38 value करके दे रहा है. It's like that. ठीक है? Okay. So this is about a 2D array and the pointer. Explain 4 through the program. Okay. Now I'll go over here. You are talking about this PTR plus 2. Up PTR plus 2. Akshay. PTR plus 2 means can I say वो A plus 2 के location पे point कर रहा है? Are you there, Akshay? राइट। तो वो a+2 मतलब मेरे ये रो पे पॉइंट कर रहा है 14, 45 एंड 4 पे, राइट। अगर मैं बोलती हूँ वो रो पे पॉइंट करने के बाद +2 लोकेशंस आगे जाओ, तो 14 के आगे 2 लोकेशंस कहाँ पे जाएगा? 4 में जाएगा। दिस इज हाउ इट इज गिविंग मी 4। समझ में आया अक्षय? एवरीवन गॉट इट? So brackets makes a more sense because brackets priority wise आपके execute होंगे, accordingly you have to proceed. ठीक? All right. So hope you have understood string and 2D array using pointers. Let us take 10-15 minutes break and then I will give you the introduction about command line and pre-processing directives, right? So I'll take a break of 10-15 minutes and then we will continue. All right. Everyone back, shall we continue? Did you understand 2D array and the pointer concept? Any questions in the previous example? No questions so far? So assuming everyone have understood this, the concept of 2D array and the pointer, so we can continue to something called as command line. So let us continue with something called as command line arguments, right? So let me first explain what exactly a command line argument is. Suppose I am writing a.exe. This is how my program gets, or when I write /a.exe, this is how my program will get executed. जब आप, for example, you write gcc and you write program name .c file, right? In that case, can I say gcc is one command? Is my gcc is one command which I'm executing? Yes. एंड जीसीसी के साथ मुझे एक वैल्यू लगता है, दैट इज नथिंग बट प्रोग्राम नेम। अगर मैं सिर्फ जीसीसी लिखती हूं तो चलेगा क्या? तो चलेगा क्या? नहीं। Why? Because it need one value along with it. That what is that value? That is nothing but program name. So when I try to execute any program, and if I say I wish to pass some value along with it, तो इसको मैं बोलती हूँ आर्ग्यूमेंट। इसको क्या बोलते हैं? आर्ग्यूमेंट। यहां तक समझ में आया? अब आप नॉर्मली गिट लिखते हो, राइट? यू राइट गिट। सिर्फ गिट लिखा तो चलेगा क्या? नहीं, आप गिट पुल लिखते हो। तो पुल लिखने से उसको कमांड के साथ कुछ आर्ग्यूमेंट मिला कि हाँ मुझे डेटा को पुल करना है। सो कैन आई से एट दिस पॉइंट git is one command, git is one command. For executing of this command, I need a certain value, and that value is nothing but argument. So there are certain commands which need some argument. There are certain commands which need some value, right? So जैसे ./a.exe लिखती हूँ तो मैं आगे कुछ पास नहीं करती हूँ. That is why we say when I'm executing this application, I'm not passing any arguments with it. Do you all agree? Everyone, yahan tak samajh mein aaya? Right. But if I say I write dot slash a dot exe, in this case, अगर मैं बोलती हूं कि मैं यहाँ पे sunbeam पुणे ऐसे दो आर्ग्यूमेंट्स पास करना चाहती हूं. So if I say I wish to pass some arguments along with the execution of the program, then these are called as command line arguments. So it is a requirement of the user when I'm executing the program, if I wish to pass certain arguments along with it, then I will say it is command line argument. समझ में आया यहाँ तक? Now, how my compiler will understand that I am using a program in which I'm using command line argument? Here, in this scenario, हम main कैसे लिखते हैं? हम main लिखते हैं int main void and body of the main, and we write like this, right? Is my main function is taking argument? Is my main function is taking any parameter? Obviously no. Void लिखा है means nothing. तो मैंने अगर if I wish to execute dot slash a dot exe without passing any argument, तो I till this point हम लोग यहाँ पे void लिखते थे. याद है सबको? Everyone, right? Similarly, if I say in my application, while execution of this program, I want to give some of the arguments along with that program, then I will write integer main. Inside the bracket, I'll write integer argc and I'll write character pointer argv. What exactly is this? Then I will write a body of my main and close. अब आपको दिख रहा है क्या मैंने मेन में कितने आर्ग्यूमेंट्स पास किए हैं? The first and the second. From this signature, from this syntax, your compiler will understand that the user may pass some arguments along with dot slash a dot exe. Is it okay? अगर मेरे मेन का स्ट्रक्चर मैंने ऐसे लिखा है तो कंपाइलर को इंटीमेशन जाएगा यूजर में पास कमांड लाइन आर्ग्यूमेंट्स. यहां तक समझ में आया? Everyone. Now this command line argument is, can I say ये मेरा पहला कमांड है dot slash a dot exe. This will get stored into argv of 0. This will get stored into argv of 1. This will get stored into argv of 2. इसलिए we have declared argument array of type character pointer. आज हमने थोड़ी देर पहले character pointer देखा था. Character pointer is basically a string. तो मुझे string मिलेगा and argv of 0 will be the first argument. This will be the second and this will be the third. Have you understood? Everyone. Out of which this will be the first argument, this will be the second argument, this will be the third argument. Means can I say total arguments I am giving is 3. So count of argument is 3. While execution, Nilesh, you gave these command while execution because can you see this is the exe file? So what is ARGC? ARGC stands for argument count, which is integer. Program name is always the first argument. What is ARGV? It is stands for argument vector, which is used to store the values whatever are there into your ARGC. Means if I try to represent in a diagrammatic way, how this will be represented? This will be my first row, second row, third row, where I will say first, let us say second and third, where I will say first argument is dot slash a dot e x e and slash 0. This is how it will be treated. ये पहला string save हो जाएगा. Next string sunbeam. So S U N B E A and M and slash 0. Similarly, Pune, P U N E and obviously slash 0. Right? So this is basically, this is like the first string, first character, second, the third character array, fourth, then fifth row, right? This will be sixth row, seventh and eighth row. And here I'll say, this will be, जब मेरा count is equal to 1 है, जब मेरा count is equal to 2 है, जब मेरा argument count is equal to 3 है. ये जो 3 number है, since it's a number, so it will be stored into an integer ARGC. इसलिए पहला argument ARGC है. Can I say this will be ARGV of 0th array? This will be ARGV of first array and this will be ARGV of second. तो जो पहला value है, is it nothing but string? Yes, for that I have declared a character pointer. Second argument, is it nothing but the string? So for that I have declared character pointer. And the third one is again a character pointer. Have you understood the meaning of command line argument? Right? Let us work with the help of one simple program. Instead of writing main like this, I will now write int argc, comma, character pointer argv of array. Jitne, can you also observe यहाँ पे I'm not mentioning the size of array? It is because it will be allocated at runtime. Right? So let us say why the name given as command line, because through the command I am going to give, along with the command I'm passing some values to it. That is called as command line. A.exe is one command, उसके साथ में कुछ values pass कर रही हूँ, that is called as argument. So collectively those are command line argument. ठीक है? So let me just try to print argument count is equal to %d ARGC, and I'm using for loop I equal to 0, I less than argument count and I plus plus. I'll declare one variable I. I'll write printf ARGC, or I'll write %s ARGV of I. I'll write here /n. Now, let us try to compile this code. and check. Can you see ./a.exe के साथ अब मैं यहाँ पे sunbeam and pune ऐसे दो values दे रही हूँ साथ में. This is called as command line argument. Total arguments that I have given are 3. Let us observe. Can you see I'm getting the argc value as 3 because मैंने total first argument, second and third argument. So that's why I've got the answer as 3. Next, argv of I, argv of 0. Can you please tell me argv of 0 में क्या value होना चाहिए? It is nothing but ./a.exe. Can you see the first argument vector is displaying me the current program name complete path? What is the second argument? Sunbeam, it is printing that. And Pune, it is printing that. Hope you have understood. Clear. Any more questions so far? All right. This is the concept of argument, command line argument. Means when you wish to pass some values along with it, then you can go for command line arguments. Sanket, I will quickly repeat. It is basically अब तक आप प्रोग्राम सिर्फ ./a.exe लिखते थे. Now you are passing some values along with it, then those are called as command line argument. जो total arguments 1, 2 and 3 ये स्टोर कहाँ पे होगा? इंटीजर argc में, आर्ग्यूमेंट काउंट में स्टोर होगा. दिस इज फर्स्ट वैल्यू विच इज इन द फॉर्म ऑफ स्ट्रिंग. तो मुझे कहाँ पे तो स्टोर करना पड़ेगा? सो आई एम यूजिंग कैरेक्टर पॉइंटर फॉर दैट. प्रोग्राम में पहले मैंने argc प्रिंट किया, सो आई एम गेटिंग 3 एज द आंसर. प्रोग्राम में मैंने argv ऑफ 0 प्रिंट किया. कैन यू सी इट इज गिविंग मी द प्रोग्राम नेम a.exe मेरे प्रोग्राम का पूरा नाम प्रिंट कर रहा है. argv ऑफ 1 इट इज sunbeam, argv ऑफ 2 इट इज pune. समझ में आया? Right. Why we use command line? It is completely based on the requirement. The reason is, what if you don't write character array? Suraj, this is fixed. This prototype must be fixed. You cannot change it. The sequence also is also fixed. It's a language design, right? Akshay, the need behind command line argument is, जैसे मैंने आपको समझाया कि अगर मैं लिखती हूँ gcc, right? This is also one command which is getting executed for you. And इस gcc command को कोई तो argument चाहिए, right? नहीं तो ये execute नहीं होगा. Similarly, Monali, please check your connectivity because I don't think so. My screen is not visible to you. Is my screen is visible to you all? It is visible. Okay, ठीक है. Few yes means okay. So Monali, please check your connectivity. So suppose आप लिखते हो, for example, अगर आपने कभी dir command use किया है क्या? Right, Akshay? तो dir is basically used for directory structure. तो dir के आगे आप कुछ लिखते हो क्या? नहीं लिखते हो क्योंकि उसको नीड नहीं है, राइट? जब आप चेंज द डायरेक्टरी, cd फोल्डर यूज करते हो, चेंज द डायरेक्टरी, तो चेंज द डायरेक्टरी ऐसे ही एग्जीक्यूट होगा क्या? नहीं होगा. यू कैन चेंज द डायरेक्टरी टू मे बी डेस्कटॉप, ऐसा कुछ तो आप लिखते हो. तो दैट मीन्स इस कमांड को आगे कुछ वैल्यू चाहिए, तो उस केस में कमांड लाइन आर्गुमेंट होना चाहिए. Is it okay? So it is completely based on the need of the user. Okay. Have you understood up to this point? Let us go ahead then. Good. Yes. Now, I'll give you the introduction about, you can say, something called as macros. Right? I'll say hash include stdio.h. in my program, just a second, I'm looking into it. It is giving argument count as 3. It is because first program name is the first argument. Program name is the first argument, second and third के बाद next value. Suppose मैंने a.exe पुणे sunbeam precat किया, तो अब मुझे वो argument count 4 देगा. पहला argument a.exe, दूसरा sunbeam, pune and precat. ax is also considered, yes, that is the first argument. इसलिए तो आपको argument vector की 0th value a.exe दिखा रहा है ना वो. Argument vector of 1 sunbeam, argument vector of 2 pune, argument vector of 3 is precat. Got it. Good. So let us go ahead to the concept of macros or something called as pre-processing directives. We have used hash include, right? तो hash include से क्या होता है? ये header file मेरे program में my compiler brings and the remaining things gets executed. In my program, suppose I want to go for one value, right? And maybe let us say a value which is, let us say 3.1. In my program on line number 9, I again require 3.1. I again require 3.1. I again require this value on line number this, maybe on line number this, maybe on line number this, and so on. But later on, I realized, no, instead of 3.1, I need 3.15, maybe 3.15. So I have to go to each and every location and I have to change it, right? There might be a possibility कि कहीं पे तो मैं एक जगह पे value miss कर सकती हूँ, and it is not at all feasible too. So to avoid this, I have something called as hash define pi 3.14. Wherever I will use the name called as pi, it will be replaced with the value 3.14. So what this is called as? This is called as macro definition. So what is macro definition? The syntax says hash define, pi is the macro name, and 3.14 is the value that you wish to assign. This value is also called as replaceable text. It just replaces the text 3.14 wherever you give a call to pi variable. Okay, now let us understand. If I just write printf %f comma pi, right? So here this will be replaced with the text 3.14 and compile time pe hi printf %f comma 3.14 replace ho jayega. Do you remember day 1? I have explained you the flow of the program. जहां पे हमने देखा था step number 2 of compilation is generating of intermediate code .i file बनती है, and there I had written preprocessor. Preprocessor means we have expanded the code and intermediate code gets generated. So what do you mean by expansion? At that moment, I've told you removing of some commands, right? Bringing your header files and so on. Similarly, when you talk about this particular macros, they gets expanded at that location. जहां पे भी मैंने pi लिखा है, it will get expanded at that location. So this value will be treated as a replaceable text for us. So I'll write dot slash a dot exe and I'm saying 3.14000. Did you get up to this point? I will go ahead gradually. You will understand what exactly the meaning of macro and how they get expanded. I'll take one more example. Suppose, right, Atharva, hash define and constant, they both are basically used for defining the constant values in your program, right? They are basically called as replaceable text. जब हम const लिखते हैं तो एक ही value को हम assign, एक ही value को हम const declare करते हैं. But when you talk about hash define, you can increase the functionality. How? I will let you know now. Let us say I'm writing hash define. I'm saying sqr of a. And I'll write a into a. Now in this scenario, when you talk about sqr of a, मैं अब यहाँ पे const नहीं लिख सकती. Are you getting? If you have one single value to be read and to be a read only value, then you can go for const. But sometimes if you want, let us say some functionality which is very small functionality and अब यहाँ पे मुझे उसको as a replaceable text बनाना है, तो I will go for hash define. Here I'll say sqr is a macro name. sqr macro is taking one argument. What it is taking? It is taking one argument. कैसे पता चला? राउंड ब्रैकेट्स के अंदर मैंने एक ही वैल्यू पास किया है. a into a is called as macro definition, or it is also called as macro or it is also called as replaceable text. Now, if I say I wish to write here printf %d and I'm writing sqr of 4. This is called as macro call. So what is macro call? It is basically sqr is a name of a macro. Bracket में मैंने 4 लिखा है. When your code will get compiled, step number 1, whatever number of macro calls are there, the macro text will be replaced at that location. So if I write printf, if I write %d and sqr of 4 will be replaced with 4 into 4. Right? That's why it will give me output as 16. So in this case, the text will be replaced as it is whenever you are giving a macro call. Whenever there is a macro call, I'll write a sentence. It gets expanded at that location. Right. Now listen, जब आप लोग फंक्शन कॉल करते हो तो फंक्शन एक्टिवेशन रिकॉर्ड जनरेट होता है, right? Do you remember? Right. That means the control of the program goes from main to that function activation record. And once the function call is over, then the function activation record gets destroyed. Also, once the function activation record gets destroyed, after that, it comes back to main, right? So, can I say there is more context switching between two areas? कल ही हमने OS में देखा what is context switching, right? Which will take more time, right? If it will take more time for the execution, obviously the performance will get decreased sometimes. So if you have a very small functionality, then instead of writing functions, You can use macros. Macros क्या करता है, जैसे ही SQR of 4 आया, it will see it's a macro call. Replace क्या हुआ, इस definition के साथ replace हुआ. So 4 is argument. यहां पे ही वो 4 into 4 ऐसे कंपाइलेशन फेज के टाइम पे ही उसको रिप्लेस कर देगा. तो जब मेरा प्रोग्राम एग्जीक्यूट होगा, एट दैट मोमेंट द प्रोग्राम will execute from the first line. It will go ahead and it will execute it. Have you understood the need of macro, everyone? So to avoid the movement from one function activation record to another, make sure you can use macros. You can use macros over the functions if you have very small functionality. Now, I'll write the same code. I'll say int main, and I'll say return 0. I'll say printf, and here I'll write %d, and when I say SQR of 3 plus 2, right? Pawan, where you are confused? Okay, let us compile. Can you please give me the answer for this? Is it a macro call? Yes, it is a macro call. कैसे पता चला ये macro call है? I'm explaining once more. It is basically name of the macro is SQR, and this is one argument which I have passed. As I say, whenever there is a macro call, it gets replaced at that location. Can I say this is nothing but SQR of A? तो वो replace किसके साथ होगा? A into A के साथ. What is the value of A that I have passed? What is the value of A I have passed? I have passed 3 plus 2. This multiplication will be kept as it is. And I'm saying A 3 plus 2. So can I say this will be 3 plus 6 plus 2? That is nothing but 11. That is the major difference between your function and macro. जब आप मैक्रो में कोई भी आर्ग्यूमेंट पास करते हो, वो उस टेक्स्ट को रिप्लेस करता है. ऑटोमेटिकली वो 3 plus 2 कैलकुलेट नहीं करेगा. समझ में आया? Okay, so let us compile this and check. संकेत, how 11? 2 into 3. पहले वो evaluate होगा ना, ये 6 होगा, तो 3 plus 6 plus 2. Okay, Apara and Sanket. All right. Did you all get it, everyone? Have you understood the macro concept, basics of macros? If yes, I'll take one more example of macro. Let us say I'm writing hash define. Where we use it, Hardik, that's what I said. अगर आपको बहुत छोटा functionality है, right? If you wish to have a very small functionality, instead of writing functions, you can go over the macros. Because macro, once they are expanded during the compilation phase, at that moment, आपका execution fast हो जाता है. So if you are not worried about the, you can say, memory part, you can go for macros. And if you are having large functionalities, go for functions. It's just a replaceable text which will increase the speed. क्यों स्पीड इंक्रीज करेगा? क्योंकि कंपाइल टाइम पे ही आपका कोड रिप्लेस हो जाएगा एट द सेम लोकेशन. कोड रिप्लेस होने से जब मेरा कोड एग्जीक्यूट होगा, इट विल स्टार्ट एग्जीक्यूटिंग इन अ सीक्वेंशियल वे. So sequential program gets executed more faster than your normal programs, the control statements programs. Okay. Yes, Narendra, if you give 3 plus 2 and bracket with 3 plus 2, obviously it will give you 5 into 5. Okay. Right. Shall we go ahead? Okay. So I'm writing hash define swap. I'm writing type. Okay. Before going ahead to swap, let me just write the main function first. Let us say I have integer n1 is equal to 20, n2 is equal to 10. I have a float value, which is f1 is equal to 3.5 and f2 maybe is equal to 7.4. And I wish to say I want to print the before values of n1 in percent d and n2 in percent t. So obviously it will print me the value of n1 and n2 correctly because I've assigned those values and it will print. Similarly, I wish to say I want to go for f1 and f2. So this is the float value. So I will go for percent f. I'll go for percent f. I'll go for f1 and f2. Now I will write the same sentence, but before this, and I'll write here after swap. I'm performing the swapping of two numbers. Now, अगर आपको याद रहेगा तो हमने कॉल बाय वैल्यू कंसेप्ट देखा था, याद है? In case of call by value, the swap result was not getting swapped. The reason behind that was function activation record gets destroyed once it comes out of the scope. याद है सबको? Right. Similarly, when you talk about this scenario, अब मुझे क्या चाहिए? मुझे स्वैप करना है n1 और n2, जो कौन से टाइप के हैं? इंटीजर टाइप के हैं. मुझे क्या करना है? फिर से स्वैप लिखना है, जो कौन से टाइप के हैं? फ्लोट टाइप के हैं, f1 एंड f2. So can I say, as far as my requirement is concerned, I have to give or I have to write two different functions now. एक ऐसा फंक्शन जो इंटीजर के दो आर्ग्यूमेंट्स ले, एक दूसरा ऐसा फंक्शन जो मेरे फ्लोट का टाइप ले ले. Can I say like this, everyone? Can I also say कि logic will also be the same? वहां पे भी मैं एक टेम्पररी वेरिएबल यूज करूंगी and again I will go ahead and so on. Can I say like this? मतलब सेम लॉजिक है, बट मुझे दो बार फंक्शन लिखना पड़ेगा. Right? To avoid this, I can use a macro. Let us understand. I'll specify three variables. Hash define, and I'll write swap, where your swap is a macro name. Is it taking three arguments? Yes. Type A, B. I'll go ahead with writing of the logic part. I'll say type is temp. Temp is equal to A. A is equal to B. And B is equal to temp. So what exactly is this? Can I say this is nothing but swap logic? अगर यूजर ने int पास किया, this will be replaced with this type, this will be replaced with integer. So int temp is equal to A equal to B is equal to temp. Means, can I say if I'm writing swap integer n1 comma n2, तो A और B यहाँ पे will get replaced as int n1 and n2. क्योंकि ये टाइप है जहां पे फर्स्ट वैल्यू इज इंट विच विल गो इनटू टाइप. A is nothing but n1, B is nothing but n2. After that, it will go as a replaceable text. Means, what is my replaceable text? Type I have given as int, so it will be replaced with int. A I have given as n1, so this will be replaced. A equal to B, that means n1 is equal to n2. And finally, n2 is B will have temp. Let us try to solve integer temp. Temp is equal to n1 value is 20, n1 is equal to 10, and n2 will hold 20. Can I say my values of n1 and n2 will get replaced at that location only of type integer? Similarly, जब मैंने यहाँ पे float pass किया, this type is treated as float. Values will get swapped. Let us observe whether in the output, whether my values are getting swapped or not. Can you see? Before values were 20 and 10. After values were 10 and 20. Before was 3.5 and 7.4. After is this. Means I can also conclude जब मैं normal call by value concept use कर रही थी, in that case call by value concept से मेरा जो डेटा है वो swap नहीं हो रहा था because of function activation record. But if I try to write macro for smaller functionalities like swap, मैंने एक ही line पे लिखा है. In that scenario, this will basically try to have a swap functionality in which it will replace the complete text at the calling of macro location. This is a macro call. The text is getting replaced at that location. That is called as macros. समझ में आया? तो अगर आपको कॉल बाय वैल्यू भी नहीं यूज करना है, कॉल बाय रेफरेंस भी नहीं यूज करना है, आपको वैल्यूज भी स्वैप करनी है, तो आप कौन सी फंक्शनैलिटी यूज कर सकते हो? यू कैन गो फॉर मैक्रोस. समझ में आया? Quickly go through the code. If you have doubts, please ask me. Yes, Hardik? Are you able to see the code at your end? Quickly go through it and then I will explain hash if defined and not defined. On Monday, we will see structure and we will see files. Shall we continue? Type is just replaceable text. अक्षय, जब मैं int लिखूंगी तो वो type के साथ replace कर देगा. It's just a replaceable text. A तो वो A के साथ replace, N1 and A के साथ, N2 B के साथ. It's just a जैसे आपने argument pass किया है वही argument के साथ values replace कर देगा. This is how it is. Aarti, you must define macro in the global area before the main so that other functions can also use it. You can use any name, Akshay. It's just the replaceable text. Yes, Monday is the last day for C programming. We will see introduction to structure and the files on Monday. 1. A swap is built-in function, no other work. It is a function, it is a macro name that I have defined on my own. Right? अश्विनी, लाइन नंबर 17 पे N1 और N2 की वैल्यूज डिस्प्ले हो रही है। ऑलराइट, यस अर्पित, आई विल गिव यू एग्जांपल ऑफ यूनियन आल्सो। एक बार स्ट्रक्चर समझ में आया तो यूनियन विल टेक हार्डली 10 मिनट्स। श्रीकांत, आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट द मेमोरी पार्ट ओवर हियर। आई एम जस्ट सेइंग कि मैं जब ये मैक्रो डिफाइन करती हूँ, इट गेट्स रिप्लेस्ड एट दैट लोकेशन। Obviously, it's a local declaration, so they will get the memory in the stack area only. Okay, right. So Hariraj, C is going to complete on Monday. Now I will explain the concept of one more example of macros, and then we will see the structure and the file handling on Monday. Right? Recordings will be made available on for 7 days only, as far as the course is concerned and Sunbeam policy is concerned. We cannot increase the limit of it, right? So let us say I am writing hash define pi 3.14. Let us say in, so it's like the more you explore, the more knowledge you will get. The reason is, as far as your crash course is concerned, I've given you overview of complete C, you can say language, and also I've given you overview of what type of questions are asked. अब आपके ऊपर है कि आप कितने क्वेश्चंस के साथ या फिर असाइनमेंट्स आप कितने प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हो, एंड अकॉर्डिंगली यू विल गेट द कॉन्फिडेंस, right? So this is how it is. So I have defined a pi is equal to 3.14, and now I'm saying hash if defined, and bracket में I'm writing pi. I'll say printf pi is defined. I'll say hash else. I'll say printf pi is not defined. I'll say hash end if. Now, if you remember the control statements, हमने if and else block देखा था, right? In case of if and else block, we were having curly brackets. In some of the situation, when I have very large applications, in that, if I wish to check, is there a macro which is defined with some value or not? In that case, I'll go for hash if and hash end if block. What these are? These are predefined keywords. Defined is a function which is used to check whether the pi variable is having a value into this program or not. Can I say pi has been assigned a value? Pi is a macro, it is defined and which is having 3.14 value. Yes, this condition is true. It will say pi is defined. अगर मेरा pi defined नहीं रहता था, then it will give me pi is not defined. So in our programs, if I wish to check whether the pi variable is defined or not, or any macro is defined or not, I can go for hash if defined. If I'm using hash if, to close this, I have to go for hash end if. In between, I'll write hash else. So it is like if and else block, but you have to precede it with hash. They are predefined macros. So pi को मैंने इस प्रोग्राम में वैल्यू असाइन किया है. So the condition is true. Output में it is saying pi is defined. अब सपोज मैं इसको लिखती हूँ कमेंट्स में. अब मेरे प्रोग्राम में पाई को वैल्यू दिया है क्या? नहीं दिया है. सो इट विल से पाई इज नॉट डिफाइंड. Did you all get it? Everyone? All right. Yes, the scope of the program macro is only within the file where you have defined it. Okay, Muskan? So this was about the macros. I have included few slides over here in which 2D array, command line arguments, pre-processing directives, and macro substitutions all are there. When you use hash if, hash else, then those are called as conditional compilation. Right. अनिरुद्ध, अगर आप hash if लिखते हो तो hash end if भी लिखना कंपलसरी है. This specifies the scope of your program. Okay. All right. So with this, I will stop the new topic teaching now. So we have seen a string concept, that is 1D array in case of character array. How to declare a string? What do you mean by size of string? We have seen the concept of today 2D array, command line argument, and predefined, you can say macros, right? So on Monday, we will be seeing something called as structure, difference between structure and union, and I will give you the introduction about file handling. So that is basically the agenda for Monday, right? And Monday we will cover complete OS, and Tuesday onwards you have C++ programming. All right. So I will stop the recording and will be uploading the video soon. Thank you. I request everyone, ensure you please give the tests on the same day. आज मैं और टेस्ट सेट करती हूँ. Yes, tomorrow is holiday. After this, you have a lab at 11 to 12. First, we will see the assignment मैंने जो कल आपको दिए थे उसके twisters discuss करती हूँ, and then we will stop. 11 to 12, you have a lab. 12 to 2, you have an OS lecture, right? So we will see today third OS lecture. Right. No, we do not have Haniraj assignment ka PDF या quiz का PDF. They directly are there on the server. We just set it and it is displayed. Right. Monday को 8 to 11 आपका ये C lecture रहेगा. 12 to 2 again same OS lecture रहेगा. Tuesday onwards 8 to 11 C++ रहेगा और बाद में I think data structure रहेगा. Ma'am will post the details. Did you get the schedule? Yes, ma'am have posted already, so you know the schedule for every day. ठीक है?